Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest is Steve Shanley, back for another of his weekly visits for the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band season. We survived Patriotic Week. We survived the Iowa City Jazz Festival. This is going to feel like a cruise.
Yeah, it's always downhill after those things are done, right?
So what do we got this week?
This is our indoor week, which we started in recent seasons as an opportunity to play in the climate-controlled confines of either Ballantyne Auditorium or one of the local high school auditoriums. And I think, I'm trying to remember exactly how this came to be. I think a few years ago, I remember now, it was a very bad air quality. And so usually we would cancel in an event like that. But this was during the Patriotic Week, and we had everything all lined up, and the mayor was going to come in and narrate. And I thought we just cannot cancel. So Leslie Fleer very graciously offered to host us indoors at Kennedy. We had it indoors, and a number of people said, boy, this was really kind of nice. We could maybe do this once or twice every summer as well. And so, of course, we don't have to worry about the weather canceling. We can enjoy the air conditioning. We can enjoy indoor plumbing. So all of those things, slightly more comfortable chairs. So we're very fortunate that Marion High School has agreed to host us on Wednesday, and Kirkwood at Ballantyne Auditorium on Sunday as well.
And Marion in their brand new auditorium.
Brand new auditorium, and that one will be a double header. The New Horizons Band, under the direction of Alan Lawrence, will perform a concert at 6:30 in that space. So we're excited to be in there.
Oh, you don't do that. You usually don't do a prelude band on Wednesdays, too. That's unusual.
It kind of depends on the group. We typically try and put them on Sundays because the crowds are a little bit better, but I think the New Horizons Band schedule worked a little better to have the Wednesday performance. So that'll be fun. And our thanks to Logan Vanderweel for stepping up. It was originally, if you have an old schedule, folks, you might see that this is at Washington High School. But right before the season started, there was a thunderstorm, and a power surge went through the Washington High School Auditorium and fried all of the lights. So it is not usable. And so we were kind of scrambling to find a place. Logan stepped up, and kind of cool, there's a Florence Price piece that I had programmed to play that week anyway, and I didn't know the piece until I heard Logan's band perform it at the Iowa Bandmasters Association conference. So I asked him if I could borrow it, and he, of course, said yes. And then I thought, well, hey, if we're going to be in your space anyway, why don't you go ahead and guest conduct that? So excited to have Logan guest conduct Adoration by Florence Price. And then we also have Ben Hollinger, who was a runner-up in our Young Artist Competition, very fine drum set player, played in the North Corridor All-Stars on drum set, and he is going to play a very fun arrangement of Chopsticks on the xylophone that I think everyone will love. That's usually an audience favorite, so looking forward to featuring Ben on that. And then we also have Rose Bishop, our flute instructor at Coe College, joining us. She, a few years ago, organized a consortium to commission Alan Tyson to write a flute concerto, kind of based on scenes from New Orleans. And so we're going to play a couple of movements of that. The Cedar Rapids Municipal Band was part of that consortium to help fund that new piece, and so we're excited to feature Rose with the group and then share Alan's music with the world as well.
As a ranger yourself, has it changed? Has the process changed? I mean, you dig out one of those marches from the 20s to the 30s. As a musicologist, what has evolved over the years?
That's a really good question, and another aspect of this week 6 performance where we are indoors, because one of the things that has changed a great deal is 100 years ago, those marches were being written to be performed by military bands who were outdoors. And so what happened was the bands would sit down inside and basically play a lot of the same music, or they would play arrangements or transcriptions of orchestral pieces. And what has happened, especially in the last 20 or 30 years, is the instrumentation has changed quite a bit, to the point where a lot of that music does not work unless you have a number of percussion players able to cover all of the different instruments. So 50 years ago, when you were playing a piece for band, there might be bells, also known as glockenspiel or xylophone, and now we're using vibraphone, we're using marimba, we're using all of these things, and we do not own all of that equipment with the municipal band, and even if we did, we wouldn't be able to fit it on the portable stage. So for this indoor week, when we can borrow Kirkwood's equipment and Marion's equipment, and I hire an extra percussionist so we can play some of these pieces of music that we normally wouldn't be able to play. Rose's piece is one of those, that there were so many percussion parts that we wouldn't have been able to cover really in an outdoor performance, plus piano as well. So excited to get a reason to hire my brother-in-law, Jason Danielson, to come play piano on that week as well.
And in the old days too, the band was a marching band.
Correct. Yeah.
So these military bands, they were mobile.
Exactly. They were mobile. They were designed to play outdoors. And the orchestration, meaning who is playing at what times, was also, it tended to be much thicker, where more of the band was playing more of the time. And in more contemporary band music, you're going to have longer stretches where it might just be a few players playing. And even with the wonderful job Justin Comer and his sound crew do, we're still outside, and it doesn't work quite as well if there's long stretches. So there's beautiful pieces of music that I like to program, would love to play with the band would sound great on, but they would not sound great at Beaver Park on our stage, but they will sound fabulous at Ballantyne Auditorium.
Indoor week with the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band at Marion on Wednesday, and at Ballantyne Auditorium on the Kirkwood campus on Sunday, and the New Horizons Band playing on Wednesday.
Yes,
too.
And apologies to you and my wife for the Ballantyne concert occurring, a mere 8 hours before the jazz camp starts on Monday.
That's right. We've got jazz band camp starting first thing Monday morning, and we'll be having to quickly reset the Ballantyne stage. But
that was one of those. I was sitting at the kitchen table working on my computer, and Val she got her contract and started entering in the dates and the locations of the concert, and she said, Ballantyne on Sunday right before jazz camp, huh? I said, yeah, I'm sorry about that. So
we will figure out a way to survive.
You always do. You always do.
All right. Well, again, crmuniband.org for more information. Of course, you don't have to worry about weather.
Don't have to worry about weather this week, but you may still watch us on the live stream on Facebook as well.
All right. We'll see you then. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.